TSM versus Echo Fox. We can talk a little bit about both teams. Oh man, this is such a grudge match in a lot of ways. Do you guys know why it's a grudge match? Who did this man use to coach last split? TSM. Where was Acadia on before? Where was Smoothie before? This is, in a lot of ways, it's a grudge match. It's just another day for these guys. It is another day, and I don't think they're like, holy shit, I need to beat Echo Fox. Holy shit, I need to beat Echo Fox. Holy shit, I need to beat TSM. Holy shit, I need to beat TSM. It's definitely not like that, and there's like bad blood. But definitely it is a grudge match, and when you're playing versus a former team that you were on, you try extra hard, and you do want to make the team feel like it was wrong of you to lose me. And that is like such, like, anyone that's worked on previous teams will know, and anyone that works in a competitive setting will know, like, you are like, oh man, I really do want to win this. So force ships. It's not that force. If you are a competitive person, you'll know it. When you were on previous teams, it is still something you think about. At the very least, it is something that still passes your mind. Why did Echo Fox let Smoothie go? They didn't let him go. They were offered a shit ton of money and they bought him out. Galio first pick. We actually see that so much. Galio's so blindable. Galio's so readily available. You take it, you draft and engage, and you already have a really good team fight. I'll give the code after this game. I'll do a double code. So Israel Seju coming up from TSM. TSM's actually been super reliant on Sejuani, or they drafted it so much, so I would love to see them play other stuff. One thing that Sejuani gives them is the ability to play towards top, because Sejuani makes for really good top 2v2s, and Sejuani goes well with a lot of the melee carries that Broken Blade plays. That's why I think they have such a preference for the Sejuani. We can talk a little bit about the Cannon pick. I was super surprised by the Cannon pick too. Oh. Ooh, Zed, lock that in, buddy. LeBlanc Seju, not the greatest duo together. Tristana coming in. Oh wow. Oh, okay, they last picked top. So they're last picking Rise. And they're picking Cannon here. There's Cannon pick here. I didn't realize it was a blind Cannon. That makes things even way more suspect. Fuck. Why did they blind pick Cannon? There has to be better things they can take. What's up? Which pick is up, Baroni? I guess it's a new patch. I'm trying to think something that... But this is why flex picks become super important, and being able to swap both sides. And this is a 0-4-0 split push right zone condition game. So let's talk. So between Rise and Seju, this is a really odd duo. It's not melee. They're both double AP. They're both weak versus Merc. Like, this is a pretty weak 2v2. This 2v2 is frowny face. As for LeBlanc and Seju, that's also a really weird one too. So after this game, TSM tweeted that they were. After this game, TSM tweeted about their draft being bad, and this is where a lot of it comes from, and why they feel like their draft was bad, because they had Rise and Seju on the same team for the top lane 2v2, and also Seju plus LeBlanc, which is awkward, and they lack a lot of the AD damage, so they're really heavy on magic damage, and they actually have shitty 2v2 on top side too. So their only real win condition is 1-3-1 split pushing, because teamfight for Echo Fox is going to be really hard for them to handle. Israel's like the only AD here. Okay, since they're paused right now, I'll kind of talk about problems with like Lorlo, or problems with veterans that are struggling. Is League is constantly changing, right? And if you think of yourself as like a really, really good player and you're not a really great player, then you have a tendency to fall off a lot, because the game is always changing. So it's really important to adapt to the always changing game, and it's really important to be ready for new things that come up and realize where you are on the ladder. So Lorlo has really strong points. I think Lorlo is a very good mechanical player, and I do agree Lorlo is better mechanically than Solo, but one thing that's really problematic with Lorlo is how he views himself, and this is what I found that was problematic. Is Lorlo considered himself a top tier player in the league, where I thought he was middle tier or somewhat even bottom tier. And when you consider yourself a top tier player, you're much less to budge on your own ideas, and you're much less to take in opinions of others and learn and fix the problems that you have. So I think that's where a lot of Sam's problems come from. He can't quite access where he is amongst the NA top laners and where he's lacking, and really work on where he's lacking. So Sam has been good at the parts he's been good at, but he's been bad at the parts he's been bad at for such a long time, and it seems like he's not improving on those parts. That's where I think a lot of the problems come up, where he can't improve on the stuff he's bad at because he doesn't think he's that bad at it. Hey Solo, let's duo. Thank you, State Farm. Alright, is this double speed? It is double speed. Alright, let's skip through the pauses. It's just not about mechanics. But he's in academy, shouldn't that be a wake-up call? Hopefully it is, and hopefully he changes his viewpoint on things. You know what the sad part is? This is my third time watching this game. I've been doing so much VOD reviews, and I've been watching a little bit at LCS, watching with friends, watching other people's VOD reviews. Like, this is one of the most comprehensive VOD reviews I've been doing, where I watch the game over and over again. If TL swapped their top jungle with TSM, what would the top 3 teams look like? Then C9 would be first. C9 would be first, and TSM would be second, and TL third if TL swapped their top and jungle with TSM. Holy shit, delay on stage. Come on, let's start. Hey Bloodnix, thanks for the donation. I'll check it after. So let me mute my phone so it's not bothering you guys. Oh shit, that is not muting my phone. Okay. Alright. Zoe's actually so strong level 1. So one Zoe trick that a lot of the pro players abuse the fuck out of, and also LeBlanc's weak level 1, is whenever Zoe uses Q, right, the moment you cast your Q, you get your first proc of passive, and then the second time you use your Q, you get your second proc of passive. So you can get your passive proc twice in one Q usage. Who's gonna win Rookie of the Split? I think it's gonna be Viper, easy. People saying it's not Viper, I think are trolling. Viper, easy peasy. Oh. Apollo almost dying 2v2 here. Oh, it's been also in Cleanse this game, interesting. I guess Cleanse versus Zoe Galio. Damn, Smoothie landed a really nice double combo there too. Oh, let's actually rewatch that. How the fuck did that go down? Acadian boss side. They started on Apollo. Apollo able to hop out. Focusing down Smoothie. Focusing down Smoothie. Focusing down Smoothie. Oh. Damn, big explosion. Kill Smoothie. They're not able to kill Panda. Panda gets HP back from killing Smoothie. And blocking. Yeah. Damn, nice try for Smoothie to go in, but there's just no way to combo things on top of the Sejuani Alistar. It's so, like, this is what I mean, like, regarding CLG or TSM's early games. They actually have decent early game stats where they have more, whatchamacallit, they have better early game, I would say. Where they have better early game gold, and like statistically their early game's good, but I see mistakes like this a lot from TSM. Where some of it is just like, what the fuck are you doing with your early? Ding ding. Holy shit. Oh my god, phone, please stop. The ringer is turned off. It's just I'm getting a lot of texts. This game, how early game played out for Fox, I thought it was going to be so easy for them to win. And the Panda guy's actually not bad at all. Did Beer get hard outlaned? LeBlanc versus Zoe is pretty hard for LeBlanc when LeBlanc doesn't have a jungle to play with and Zoe does. And yeah, Fox also having early Ocean Drake makes things so much easier for Zoe. The Earth Drake thing, oh man. Really good job by Echo to be topside. Panda's actually so ahead. They get a Rift Herald before 14 minutes. If they use it, if they actually use it before 14 minutes, so good. Like Rift before 14 minutes is one of the strongest plays because you get all the plating back too. Let's see how early they use it. I want to see you use it before 14 minutes, Panda. Go down mid lane, use it right there, get all the plating. Bot lane. I would have preferred the mid, but bot lane's fine too, I guess. Okay. Early dragon. Holy shit, 2 dragons early. Yeah. I don't think Phoenix is the best laner LCS. I think Jensen takes that pretty easily. Jensen or Bjerg. Way more so than Phoenix. Phoenix is one of the better laners. Let's say upper half. And they used it bot and they're able to get turret, so can't really go that wrong with using Herald bottom there. But also, mid had so much priority too, so them using it mid would have gotten the same kind of reward, but mid turret is much better of a reward than a bottom turret. Phoenix has better lane stats than Jensen. You can't just determine things by lane stats. So why sometimes stats can be a little bit misleading is, let's say Phoenix always gets counter pick, and Phoenix is a player on his team where he gets catered to a lot, where the team plays towards him a lot more regarding jungle pressure, and Phoenix gets a lot more counter picks. If Phoenix and Jensen both have same lane stats, or Phoenix has better lane stats than Jensen, and Phoenix gets catered to more in terms of laning, in terms of counter picks, it's a lot more impressive versus it's a lot less impressive for Phoenix to have better laning stats if he gets catered towards more. So I don't think stats are useless. I think stats are really important to use with context. No, I think stats are good. You should definitely, like, using stats to help your argument is good. I'm saying there's more context to just Phoenix has better laning stats, so he's a better laner than Jensen. You also want to compare kind of the counter picks. You want to compare jungle proximity. There's just a lot of things to consider than just being like he has better laning stats, so he's a better laner. The Echo Fox actually did such a good job early game. 2 turrets, 2 dragons, Herald. Holy shit. They lose top turret. Ugh, that is It's so funny, just that top matchup is the one thing that fucks Echo Fox. Kennen versus Riot. And the Rise split push win condition. Range champion that can beat any champion in a 1v1. It's kind of watching Gnar split push. Rise split push reminds me of Gnar split push. Also, in general, I feel like champions like Rise are so much better than champions like Chase or Gnar at taking turret later on in the game, because AP scaling on taking turrets is so much. Well, same thing can be said to you when you rank Bjergsen and Jensen over him. Yeah, definitely the same thing can be said, but I'm not basing it on stats. I'm using if my argument for saying Bjerg or Jensen are better laners than Phoenix only by showing stats, then yes, like the same thing can be said for me. Okay, let's pause and then I'll actually discuss this. Phoenix always has higher CSD and plays. Okay, let's try to discuss it, and I'll try to have an actual discussion with you. So what Phoenix's weaknesses are as a player is he's very prone to getting jungle ganked, and he doesn't snowball his lead into other lanes. So if you're a player that plays aggressive a lot, that has really good mechanics, and that has good synergy, that wants his jungler to play towards mid, and you don't roam a lot, then yes, you're gonna have better CSD and better plating. But like your argument for Phoenix highlights what he's good at without highlighting what he's bad at, and why people don't really rank him highly, and why he's not in like top 5 rankings for mid laner for a lot of people. I do think Phoenix is a great laner, and I do think his laning is one of his high points, but also it is one of his high points due to his playstyle makes him better at laning, and his laning stats a little bit more overinflated. Who should Fox replace? I think this Panda guy is actually doing a really great job of standing in for Rush. So, and this weekend, they can't just replace someone and get better, because their problems are mid and late game. I don't think they can just replace someone and it's going to improve their mid and late game. Because Fox has huge decision-making problems, right? Is replacing Apollo going to give them better mid and late game? Is replacing Phoenix going to give them better mid and late game? I'm just saying, like, the combination of these players don't allow this team to have a good mid and late game. And I'm not sure if replacing one player is going to suddenly give them a better mid and late game. Oh, I really hated this play. Let's talk about this a little. Let's talk about you and me. Let's talk about you, baby. So, what Fox needs to do here, this really shows like terrible understanding of Fox's macro. What Fox needs to do here is they need to walk the wave up mid and control the jungle. Trying to kill the LeBlanc with the Jarvan is a big question mark. Why are we what is this accomplishing? Why are we trying to kill the LeBlanc with the Jarvan? It's so much important to control vision around Baron, keep mid pushed up, and keep threatening. Hey guys, we can start Baron at any moment. Hey guys, we can start a Baron at any moment. Hey guys, we can start Baron at any moment. That's what they want to force Fox or force TSM into thinking. Hey guys, we can start Baron at any moment. But what, like, trying to go for a kill on LeBlanc is none of that. It puts zero pressure on Baron. It puts zero pressure on TSM. TSM should be so worried. Oh my god, Echo Fox is gonna start Baron, and they're gonna start taking Baron, and we're gonna have to team fight them. We're gonna have to team fight them. We're gonna have to team fight them. Echo Fox has a great team fighting comp. Kennen, Jarvan, Tristana, Joey, Galio, all great team fighters. I wish Kennen had a stopwatch instead of a fucking magic pen and a needlessly large rod. I wish he had a stopwatch, but overall they have a really great team fighting team, and that's what they should be forcing here as much as possible. Hey TSM, we can start Baron at any moment. You need to be worried about us starting Baron, and you need to walk into us, and we want to get a team fight started on you. That's what they need to really be pushing. That's what they really need to be pushing onto TSM, but that's not what is getting pushed onto TSM from Echo Fox side. Like, playing for this top turret and wasting cooldowns and just giving time to TSM. They're just giving time to TSM and allowing Rides to split push constantly. I don't understand why Baron's not being started. Or Baron's, yeah, or not even being pressured. They have 2 Infernos now. Infernos aren't like Earthstrike, and Infernos are like mini Earthstrakes later on. It gives you more AP, it gives you more AD, so. Do I think Song is a bad coach? No, I think Song, a coach like Song is naturally going to have a hard time in NA. Also, Kennen can't match the Rides. It doesn't matter if he's AD. He just can't match the Rides. Rides will always fuck up Kennen. Rides is one of the best like split pushers, period. Like 1v1, Rides is one of the strongest champions. Echo Fox allowed TSM to get that. What is it? Crap there. It gave TSM a lot of vision. Echo Fox finally starting Baron and putting pressure on TSM, but instead of using Baron to actually take the team fight, it came down to like a 50-50. Admittedly, so when they have Tristana, and why Tristana is here, right? Why do you guys think Tristana is here? Why is Tristana so next to a wall? Why do you think Trist is positioned so closely to a wall? Yeah, to ult away jungler. And that's why they think this Baron is guaranteed. And a lot of people blame Panda for the 50-50 on Baron. But Trist is positioned here to ult Seju. That's her only job, to ult Seju on you away. We can play this a little slower. He really wants to get the ult on Seju. Solo gets knocked out of the fight, that's why you need Zhonya's. And he didn't get the ult away on Seju, and they got the 50-50. Yowza. Ooh, this 50-50 and not getting Baron there is really game breaking for Echo Fox, because now that TSM have Baron, Echo Fox are going to be even more delayed, and there's not an objective that they can go for. Yeah, and Seju was 2 levels up, so but they also just have to make sure she can't get in the pit. Damn. If they got this Baron, it gives Echo Fox a chance to take an inhibitor off from the Baron itself, and that was something that's super important for them. They commit so much to get this Rides kill. They get this Rides kill, but they end up losing 2 turrets for it. And the problem with like killing the Ryze is it's not gonna flip the Ryze versus Kennen relationship. The Ryze versus Kennen relationship is ruined. Oh. Damn, it's just so hard for Echo Fox to actually mount the comeback. They have to wait for others and they have to wait for Barons and play well off it. It's not even a comeback, it's just so hard for them to get the actual team fight because their macro knowledge is so bad. Oh my god. The way they try to kill Ryze is also really bad too. They have to wait until Ryze gets closer to inhibitor. They have to wait till Ryze get closer to base before they actually try to go on the Ryze itself. But just trying to go for Ryze from that far of a distance makes it so fucking hard. I feel bad for Phoenix. Better mid didn't win this game. Then how do you want to stop Ryze from taking turrets if he can't do anything to the wave coming? So here, like, this is the kind of situation where I want Echo Fox to collapse on the Ryze, where Ryze is much closer to the base and actually on the turrets itself. When you're trying to kill the Ryze here or here, it's so worthless. Wait until Ryze is actually somewhere around, let's say, this area, where he's able to actually hit the turret. That's where we want to start collapsing on the Ryze. And also, way they play wave control is bad too. I'll explain on the wave control part. Let's look at here. How many people does Echo Fox have mid side? They have 1, 2, 3, 4. They have 4 people. How many people does TSM have mid side? 4 people versus 2 people, right? So Echo Fox has double the amount of people on mid side. So what's going to be really important for Echo Fox is they kill this wave and they push it up all the way. And they can even wait for the second wave. And they don't let TSM touch the wave. By doing that, they maintain mid priority for multiple waves. And they can also place the ward here. And that's taking mid control. That's what Echo Fox wants to do. Take waves and stack waves and keep TSM pushed out. But let's see what Echo Fox actually does. Okay, so they contest this wave. They contest this wave. And they don't walk the wave. And Zven is just able to clear it. So TSM feels no pressure. They know exactly where Echo Fox is. And they don't really buy time. And Echo Fox is going towards Baron. So Ryze also knows he's not getting collapsed on. Them like pushing the wave deep and waiting for the second wave and pushing that out also gives them time to do this collapse play. Gives them time to do this Baron control play. The way they're doing it just doesn't give time for any of that. But does Echo Fox know where the other members of TSM are? Let's say Echo Fox doesn't know where the other members of TSM are. Is Echo Fox comp better at team fighting, or is TSM comp better at team fighting? As the better team fight comp, what do you want to do? Yeah, Echo Fox's comp is much better at team fighting. It doesn't matter if they don't know where TSM members are. They can just wait until TSM members come to you. They can't just start Baron. Not at this point. They had to deal with the waves better. They had to deal with waves in a way where it buys them a lot of time to actually collapse onto Broken Blade or start Baron. The way they dealt with the waves and the way they spent time trying to kill Broken Blade when he's not even close to Inhibitor just made waste of so much of their tempo and so much of their plays. And now Cannon teleporting in away from the Rides, and then the Ride's able to split push to victory. Oof. Ouch. Damn. Not able to expect that. Why did LeBlanc go to help Rise instead of stopping backs? They thought they could just end and the other people could stop backs. Yep, the inhibitor lives there too. Or not the inhibitor, the Nexus. After they teleport. Yeah, Bjerg thought what if the rest of his team could stop backs? Let's see if they could have. Zoe backing. Now TSM starting Baron and Echo Fox on Elder. They don't even go to Elder, they just kind of chill around Elder. Yeah, they just chill around Elder. They're afraid of the game ending. Why are these teams so bad with Wave? I don't think they have the base fundamentals down. Or they feel like they know the base fundamentals. A lot of the problems within NA teams is they feel like they know something or they feel like they're good at something when they're not. I think wave management could have been so much better, and how they decided to take the collapses bottom and what they did at Baron was super important. A little strange considering Fox had Dragon, but do you think Baron was actually more important here for them to get wave pushing? Without Baron, you can't end the game. That's just not possible. You can't end the game without Baron. Right now, how the game is, you can't take inhibitors without Baron. Also, I'm not sure why TSM has all 5 people here instead of split pushing more. This is just really troll on TSM's part. Because they want to be split pushing and they want to be making usage of Baron in 2 lanes. Who is the shot caller on TSM? I think a lot of people shot call on TSM. Bjerg, Smoothie, Sven, all the experienced players I would imagine are shot calling heavily. Oh, just the way they played around Baron was so bad. TSM hasn't looked that clean. Oh, the thing about TSM is there's just some games where they look incredibly clean, and there's just some games where I'm like, what the fuck? Can you rank top 5 top laners in NA? Let's do it after this game. Ah, oh, damn. This is one of the biggest problems for NA teams when they have a stronger team fight and the other team plays the split push. They don't know what to do. The stronger team fight team is just like, well, we have the stronger team fight, but they won't let us team fight. What do we do? What do we do? What do we do? It's a serious headless chicken syndrome. Do you think Optic played it well against Flykiss? We'll see in their game. They don't understand their waves and win condition. I think they don't understand how they can get abused. I don't think they don't understand what the actual problem of things are, and that's why we're seeing so many of these problems. Oh, this is such headless chicken syndrome. Remember what I talked about? Where they need to actually collapse onto Broken Blade? Like, this is not the spot. Wait until he's actually at inhibitor. If you can't collapse like this is such an open area. Like, when you're collapsing on someone, you want to get like the wraparound. But it's so hard to get the wraparound on this area versus this area. Like situation 1 versus situation 2. Oh my god. Holy shit, my chest actually hurts from watching this game. Wait, am I? No. Oh. I need macro so bad it's giving me a heart attack. I've never had a heart attack, so I didn't know what it felt like, but I had chest pain, so I was like, holy shit. Oh, that was just so frustrating to watch. I think if a lot of teams were put in the Echo Fox position, they should have been able to come out with the win. If we get good macro in games. Third best LCS team, by the way. I think TSM played early game pretty wrong, but the way they played later on is pretty correct. Their draft wasn't the greatest, and they played early game wrong, but they still came out with the win. Ugh. Elder Dragon red side, game over. Oh man, this was such a stressful game to watch. I can't even really say it's coaching, because there were teams I coached and definitely we played differently from the way I coached. So I can't even just say it's coaches, but holy shit. Some of the macro former LCS teams is honestly far below acceptable level. Alright, let's do our giveaways.